Page 46, sixth hour. They're talking about the interval of a sixth. Let's talk intervals so you understand what we're talking about here. An interval is the distance between any two notes. Any two notes. So let's just use the white keys, keep it simple. If I have a note here, and I have a note here, I can get the interval, I can figure out the interval between those two notes simply by counting up. And we generally always count up. There's a trap. If you start counting down, you have to be careful. So and the note we're on is 1. We don't start with 0 in music, with 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is an interval of a 13th. Okay? Let's come a little closer together. So this is an interval of a 1, 2, a second. This is an interval of a third. 1, 2, 3. Thirds are easy because there's a note in between. We get a lot of thirds in music. A fourth is one higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. A fifth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a lot of fifths in music. Yeah, because the chord, the top and bottom note, is a fifth. And if you take all that, you got a third and a third, because 3 and 3 make 5 in music. So we use these intervals quite a bit. And the sixth is just one more up. And the seventh is here. It just sounds wonderful. You're gonna love it. And then the eighth. An 8 is called an octave. It's an interval of an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's letter to letter. We get a lot of octaves. Letter to letter. C to C, F to F, G to G, D to D, they're octaves. And you want to get to where you can feel an octave in the hand. You just know what that octave feels like. And you will eventually. Because you'll get it quite a bit. And here it's an interval of a sixth. It's kind of interesting because with 5 fingers and you put them in the piano on a 5-finger position, you're only covering 5 notes. But there's times when we need to cover a 6th note. In the past, what we've done is we can cross over to get that 6th note. There's different ways of handling it. Now, normally what we do is the thumbs and the little fingers have to cover 2 notes. They just have to be able to spread out when necessary. And that way we can cover up to 7 notes in our 5-finger position. We're talking about an interval of a sixth here. So this is an interval of a fifth because the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth is just one more. They're used a lot in music. They really are. That's what this is about here on sixth hour. Look at this at the bottom of the page. We have the C and the G. Well, we're just going to let the thumb come down here. And then we're going to let the little finger go up. That's what I was saying. They just got to do that. The left hand, same thing. Here, the little finger goes down, or the thumb comes up. And there's variations of this fingering, but that's the idea. You want to get to where you can feel this, where the little finger goes out 1 key when it needs to, or the thumb goes out 1 key when it needs to, and you just do it. That's an important part of piano playing, but you get it so much, you'll get it eventually. I'm not going to do a play with me on this because that's all at a half note. I think we can handle that okay. Just understand that we're talking about the interval of a sixth.